Well, folks, this is Rick Moore, co-founder of BidPoint. I've also got my partners here, Mr. Mike Healy and Mr. Monte Bertrand. They'll be sharing here just a few minutes here. Just going to cover a few things. We've been up and running, since August 12th. A lot of great people have come into the fold here already. We've already had some great conversations about some great commercial energy business that's going to turn into stories here shortly, and excited about the possibilities of some of the things that are already happening. And, I want to talk a little bit about our place in the space, that is the space of energy. Commercial energy is probably the majority of the $750 billion industry here in North America. And, we have a very unique situation here with a very unique system, and we've brought some people together here that have varied experience and a lot of relevant experience and have had success in the space too. So it's just a great time to be around this company and this business. And I want to emphasize too that typically what happens in a business like this, you start by bringing team members in, and then that typically rolls into business being written as everybody kind of gets their feet under them. There's a lot that's going to happen over the course of the next 3 or 4 months here in this company. And we'll be talking about what being a founder means and some of the things that are going to happen there, specifically for the group of people that helps launch this company. So what I want to do right now is see if Mr. Mike Healy in Columbus, Ohio is out there right now to kind of talk about some of the things that he's been working on. He's our our commercial content master here at BidPoint. He's built successful organization in the energy space in the past, leading with commercial energy. And so he and I have been talking about this for years, how to put this together. And so I know, and then he's, during that same period of time, been having the conversation with Monte Bertrand, how to put the whole thing together from a technology standpoint. And that's what's happening here right now. So, Mike, if you want to jump in and kind of share your thoughts and give us some updates, we'd be happy to.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Rick. Appreciate it, kind words and everything like that. Well, again, thank you for joining us on the call today, and we typically have these recorded, so we'll be able to fire this out for you, and you'll be able to find it on our Facebook page and so on. But, just if you're fairly new or you haven't been introduced to myself yet, I'll just give you a brief history. I've been in direct selling for probably more than 20 years, and I've learned a tremendous amount, especially on how to build teams. I've built sales forces into the tens of thousands multiple times before, and to look at what we put together with BidPoint, I just am so stoked at the opportunity for people that come on board with us, because over the last, I think it's probably going on about 5 years, my other partner here, Monte, he and we had connected years and years ago about marketing, and I was really coming up to speed and learning this, and Monte had this huge depth of understanding from his background in marketing and programming and so on, and he's just connected with all these really high-level guys. And from what I knew on team building, I figured there was definitely some ways that we could really help people put a platform together that gave them relevant content that they could share, that they could use. We would call them, in some simple terms, we call them tools, whether that's a PDF, a video, an audio, a blog post, whatever it might be, to help people in the field introduce their friends, coworkers, family, whoever it might be, that they want to introduce to the idea of becoming, energy agents, basically BidPoint energy agents, joining to earn residual incomes off of something that's so unique. And it, to go back a little farther, not too far, but just a couple years ago, I've done this in the energy space before very, very successfully. And I understand that the, kind of the pattern of when you get people involved and you introduce them to something. I always just use the simple video or a simple audio message, let people take a listen to it, let them watch it. And the idea or the concept, if it resonated with that person, they typically had a few more questions. And what we're continuing to do is, or what one of my main roles is I'm trying to put as much content out there for people that they can, do their own research, that they can look, see some of the testimonials, see examples of savings, see exactly how the process works, see introductions of things, whether it's, like I said, on all these different platforms. And it's really, really exciting to see that. The other thing is we know how to market on a pretty big scale using our own dollars to really help get the brand awareness of BidPoint out there to help the people in the field. Because when you're first taking a look at this, it might go, wow, this does look good. But, we're fully aware that, you want the proof. You want social proof. You want to see that people are doing it and that the company exists and things like that. And obviously we have that through Avion, our partnership with them, them being, nearly almost 7 years old. But with us, we're fairly new. We're a few weeks into this, but we're tied up with a company that's got the, the long-term stability already. But what's nice is we're bringing these things to market. We're putting new tools together, new systems. Monte and I have been talking about this type of thing literally for years and years and years. And now we have the ultimate platform to do this because it's such a simple program. Who out there wouldn't want to earn money on businesses in their community, especially if it didn't cost the business anything and you were doing them a significant favor by helping them not be overcharged on something they have to have. I mean, it's such an amazing model. So I don't want to ramble too much because I can go on and on about all this stuff. But just understand that if you stay connected with our Facebook page, I would suggest you subscribe to our YouTube channel. I just posted probably 5 or 6 new videos yesterday on there. I'll continue to do that. The blog page, which is bidpoint.co, so bidpoint.co. You can go on there. We're continually adding on there. We're just now adding an about page. We're going to have a frequently asked questions page. If you click on the training, the new compensation plan is up. Not the new compensation, but the PDF compensation is up now, so you can review that, get exacts and specifics. But we're real excited about that. So I want to pass it on to our other partner, Monte. And a lot of times Monte is kind of behind the scenes and behind the computer. He's kind of like the wizard helping all of our ideas kind of come to fruition and put a lot of the marketing and the graphics together for us and so on. So he's doing a great job with all that. So I'm going to pass it on to Monte. Monte, why don't you tell everybody kind of what you and I have been working on and, kind of give them a little projection of what they can expect down the road as well. So, Monte, I'm going to pass it on to you, buddy.
Thanks, Mike. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, you're good.
Great. Well, guys, what I want to tell you today is just about the future. I really just want to talk about where we're heading going forward. As we move out of the beta phase, you're going to start to see some of the things come together that probably caused a little friction right at the beginning. That's totally expected. Any startup, any lean model is going to say you should get moving, get stuff rolling. But I don't want you to think for a single second that we aren't very, very, very aware of the things that could happen in the field that would pull you guys back a little bit and cause any sort of inefficiencies. We're well aware. We're usually right on the cusp of all that stuff. In fact, my job really in technology is to make sure that you don't really notice what I do. My job is to simply grease the wheels right now to make sure that everything that Mike and Rick have put into place to get success into your hands, that I just make the translation so that all the pieces that you need are at your disposal from a technology standpoint. Avion's got some amazing technology that's going to handle all the deals. All we got to do is handle the front side of that. And that's been coming together, and as we move out of beta, you'll start to see that we're going to pull together some of the brand identities, some of the things that might be a little bit 1 degree off here and there. We're going to totally address all those issues. This next 30 days is about core foundation. Everything should be seamless. We're going to just work everything out until everything kind of flows. And you'll be able to say, oh, that's exactly where it should be. This piece does exactly what it should do. And that's exactly what our goals are in the first 30 days. Smooth everything out so that you guys are running on greased wheels. So you really won't notice much about what I'm doing. It's going to be very measured, strategic type initiatives that you really probably won't notice because they're just really kind of clean up, things that are designed to make things more efficient. Then we're going to start making very strategic large jumps in terms of technology in the next 60 to 90 days. 90 days from now, you'll be seeing some far-reaching stuff that you probably don't really want to hear about right now, because it's going to blow your mind in terms of some of the acronyms and some of the techno mumbo-jumbo that I'll have to tell you about. But that's all built on the back of the next 60 days. So believe me, we're going to pull you guys in slowly but surely. It's nothing to be intimidated about. In fact, every day there's just going to be a new little tool that you can use at your disposal, and they're going to all work together very seamlessly. We don't have to talk about things like content delivery networks or anything like that. All you need to know is when you're going to go to a mobile website, you're going to be able to do everything you need to do, and you're going to do it seamlessly, and you're going to be able to use the content that Mike and Rick put together, and I'm going to put that in your hands in a way where it's directly going to impact you, and it's directly going to help us market and remarket back into the people that you're bringing to us, so that they translate to reps, they translate to customers, and that means that more deals happen and you make more money. So in the end, that's all this technology is for. It's simply to get things out of your way so you have no obstacles and everything just moves seamlessly. So that's my job for the next 30, 60, 90 days. That's where we're heading. After that, we're going to really start taking off and start doing things like magazines, serverless server deployments, a lot of advanced stuff that's going to really blow your mind. I'm totally excited about those new technical challenges on the horizon, but for right now, 30, 60, 90, foundation, acceleration, sustain. All right, Rick, any questions that you guys think I didn't address? Anything we should do?
Well, I'd say this, Monte, is that people are going to realize in the future, what everybody's place is, here in this company, and different people are important at different times. And the one thing I know about you is you're thinking leaps ahead of where we are now, and I just think to me, that brings a level of comfort to what we're doing. And so I'm excited about what you bring to the party as well as Mike Healy. What I want to do now is talk about how do you build your business? Like if you're somebody on the call that's already in the business right now, I want to give you an idea because, the architecture of compensation plans is kind of my specialty. And so I usually start with the end product and try to work back to it and work back to the beginning and make it as simple as possible. So I want to talk about a structure of how to build your business right now. And I want you guys to listen to this when it becomes a recording over the course of time. This isn't about making an income plan. It isn't about making, specific examples, fit into a rigid structure, because one huge energy deal can multiply this number. It's already happened within Avion. I've seen it happen myself. I know Mike's seen it happen as well. We've written significant sized cities in our histories in this industry. And what I'm giving you, for example, is assuming none of that, okay? But I'm going to give you an idea of how to build your business within the commission plan that's at the BidPoint CO back office under training right now. Okay, so this is how you would build a business off of that commission plan that's in place right now. And I want to say this too. In terms of future promise, I fully expect over the course of time we'll be able to add to this compensation plan. My intention as the architect of this plan is to put something in place that we can grow with as a company and reward people as we go along. You will be hearing about a founders program next week. The very start of that is going to be a promotion, and we're going to announce on September 7th. And we'll continue to add. And that's kind of our intention we're always going to share healthy revenue at the field. And if you look at the commission plan right now, the entry level of this commission plan, including 4 levels of matching bonus, which doesn't take that much to get to, frankly, we're paying out 70 cents on the dollar. And as you take one jump ahead to 60% to the originator, the person who writes the deal, it jumps to 84 cents on the dollar. So that's a healthy share of the commission, I'm sure you would agree, and compares favorably. I want to compare it to residential energy. because a commercial energy customer is probably worth 150 to 200 times what a residential customer is. It's worth having that conversation. So what I use in the example here is just a $5 match, just a $5 match, okay? On that 10% match, calling it a $5 match, basically a customer being worth $50 to the person that wrote the business, okay? And I can promise you that as you build your business, what's funny about energy is the more customers you have, the average actually goes up because the law of averages, you start writing bigger business. As Mike Healy likes to say, if you want more milk, you got to get more cows. Well, it works the same way in the energy business. The more customers and the more opportunities you have to gather customers, you're going to pick up a whale customer here and there, which totally blows this average out. I guess what I'm trying to say is there is no average in energy, just get more. So we're going to start with a program of what you want is if as you're moving through this compensation plan, like I say, you check that in your back office. I'm going to talk beyond that to somebody that really wants to make an income here, okay? You want 12 productive people personally enrolled to you in the business, and those 12 people being defined as people that have worked their way all the way through the compensation plan. Well, they have 4 productive people each. And that 4 productive people works down through the compensation plan 4 levels. That would be 4, then 48, then 92, and then 768, and you add them all together, okay? That adds up to 1,020. Now, if each of those people just represented one customer, which is actually the minimum, okay, that would represent $60,000 plus a year in residual income. It would take about, at 5%, more than $1.2 million in the bank to be thrown off that kind of residual income on a yearly basis. Now remember Avion's 91% annual renewal rate, which has been established over the last 6 years. If you went and built that 12, 48, 192, 768 team, and I know there's people on this telephone that are putting multiples of those numbers in organizations in the past. So if you built an organization of 1,000 people or 1,000 customers, it doesn't have to be 1,000 agents. You could probably do that on 50 agents, right? But let's just say you did it with 1,000 agents, and just because, you put more agents in, you're going to get there faster, okay? Our pay is off commission off energy, but the more agents you have, the more energy opportunities there are to match on, okay? So if you took that $60,000 a year in income, let's say you accomplished that in the year of 2017, and somebody on this telephone right now will do this, okay? You did that, you worked it hard for a year, and then did nothing for 5 years. At the 91% annual renewal rate, that would be $250,000 in commissions if all you did was kept 91% of those customers year after year and it residual down. You'd still be earning $250,000 over 5 years for 1 year's work. And who knows how long that money would hang in there, right? There's no reason with Avion's system you should ever lose a customer unless they go out of business, right? So consider that, and consider the averages we put in play here. That's what's here. I can promise you, Joe Mediga and Jim Sharon at Avion Energy, after 6 years, work is optional. They don't really have to do what they're doing here, okay? We came to them with this idea. This has been, Mike and Monte have been talking for years on their side of things. I've been talking with Joe and Jim since the very beginning, I was around Avion in the very beginning. I went to a company and helped a Fortune 500 size company start their residential and commercial energy sales channel. That's where I've been the last several years, up until a year ago. We've been planning on this day and this event and this month for a long, long time. I've had a lot of time to think about it. So if you think about what we just shared there, you may have to listen to that a few times, but you go find 12 productive people who find each 4 productive people, who each find 4 productive people, who each find 4 productive people. That would max out our BidPoint compensation plan. You get a 10-level match, 4 levels deep, if you have 4 different legs of business that have at least a productive energy customer in that leg. Doesn't have to be somebody you brought, okay? We set this up to where the people that stayed after it would maximize the compensation plan, okay? And if you do all those things and it averages just $5 a customer, it's going to produce what I talked about based on the math of what this company's already established, speaking of Avion Energy. So that's what's here. What if you got after it harder than that? What if you stayed at it for another 5 years? I mean, that's what's possible here. And it's being made possible by the efforts of Monte Bertrand and Mike Healy and Joe Mitiga and Jim Sharon and Hutch Hodson, who I believe is on the line. There's a lot of power behind what's happening here, and I'm excited that you're here to hear about it and to be a part of it. But really, it's really about taking action. So as you go through this Labor Day weekend, I'm hopeful that you reflect on what's possible here, that you go back and listen to this recording. It's not a promise of exactly what your income will be. You know, there are no guarantees in life, and we're not guaranteeing anything here, except I can tell you this. People have already done inside of Avion Energy what I'm talking about right here. Mike Healy has done multiples of what I'm talking about here, as have I. This is not theory. If you absolutely execute what's in this plan, some tremendous things can happen that can carry on and be a legacy, because commercial energy is about the most residual thing that I know of in terms of marketing goods and services to people, especially something they're already buying and they have to buy to continue in business. So I want to thank my partners, Mike and Monte, here today. I want to thank Hutch Hodson, too, as well, who I believe is on the line. I want to thank the guys at Avion Energy, who I know are cranking to close out another great month. I want to thank everybody on this phone for helping us make BidPoint possible and helping us have a tremendous month here in our first month of August of 2016. You were here. Let's stay here and be here a year from now and talk about the history that we're making. I want to thank everybody for being on this call. Hope you guys have an awesome Labor Day weekend. We'll be available whenever you need us. So have a great day. God bless, and we'll catch you next week. Thanks, everybody.